Weed Beater isn't working on this weed. Can you help? Will Garden Trust work in an earth box? And how do I kill Poa trivialis? You've got the questions, we've got the answers coming up on Garden Sense. Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well folks, the emails definitely picked back up this week as we had our inbox overflowing with questions. However, we also had an email from a customer down in North Carolina who was praising the advice that we'd been giving them and wanted to share some pictures with us, but also with you in terms of the results that they're seeing. Meanwhile, they're in the middle of a drought. So, folks, I've got 4 questions. We've got a testimonial email coming up, so buckle up. Let's jump right in. The first question is from Rick. Hello, Tim. I notice you now only sell Barenbrug grass seed. Is that the same as the RTF Water Saver grass seed you used to advertise and sell? So the Water Saver RTF that we used to sell a bunch of several years ago was actually a Barenbrug seed. However, a couple of years ago, Barenbrug actually approached us and told us that if we were really looking for the best seed, we would start selling Turf Saver instead of the Water Saver. It had a lot of the same characteristics, the most popular and most important being that it was also a rhizomatose tall fescue, but it also required or provided rather a little bit more durability, a little bit more heat tolerance, things like that that are perfect for the mid-Atlantic and perfect for a lot of the customers who are looking for a tall fescue grass. So we stopped selling the Water Saver and started selling the Turf Saver. So is it the same? No, it is not. It's actually better. Now, you can still go out and find the Water Saver online. It is still available. We just decided to stop selling it because we felt that the Turf Saver was just such a superior grass seed that that's what we wanted to move forward with. And I gotta be honest with you, I've used it on my own lawn and I am extremely pleased with the results. The next question is from Sally. Hi, Tim. I grow all my vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, snap peas, cucumbers, summer squash, in Earthbox containers. Earthbox instructions say to use 1 pound of dry granular fertilizer with NPK between 5 and 15 for all. They also say do not use water-soluble or time-release fertilizers. Can I use Garden Trust? So you can definitely use Garden Trust in your earth boxes. In terms of the NPK ratios, it's a 15-15-14. It's a granular product and it is not water soluble. So again, it meets all the criteria. I'll be real frank with you, we have a number of customers who've been buying Garden Trust from us for years and they use Earthbox containers. So go ahead and use it, and because it's Garden Trust, you're gonna be really, really pleased with the results. The third question for today is from Susan. Hi Tim, how do I kill Poa trivialis in my lawn? I have patches of light green that easily pull out. So when it comes to Poa trivialis, you have 2 options. The first option is obviously to continue down the path that you're currently on, where you are manually pulling it out. And then once you hit fall, you're going to want to overseed that area with whatever grass that you're currently growing in your yard. And again, it's a laborious process, but that is probably the most effective if you want to keep your existing lawn looking nice. Your only other option from a chemical perspective is going to be some type of a non-selective. So we're talking Kilzall, we're talking Roundup, we're talking Cleanup. It will definitely kill the Poa, but unfortunately, it's also going to kill any of the desirable grasses or plants that are around that Poa trivialis. So again, you got to be really careful when you use it. Now, if you're going to go the chemical route, I would actually recommend you head over to rosensonline.com and give Bonide's Deadweed Brew a try. Deadweed Brew is a non-selective herbicide, so it's going to kill all vegetation. However, it is just simply from a chemical perspective not as harsh as a Roundup, as a Cleanup. And so again, it's going to kill whatever it lands on, but again, it's not as chemically harsh as some of those other products. And again, when you talk about putting chemicals down on your lawn, on your flower beds, in your gardens, things like that, I like to limit the amount of chemicals, if possible, that I'm putting down. So again, head over to rosensonline.com, pick up some Dead Weed Brew, or just continue to pull it out like you have been. It sounds like it's coming up pretty easily, which is great. So that would actually be my recommendation. And then obviously we want to try and keep it away. So if you pull it out, make sure this fall that you get down some fresh grass seed so that we can try and choke it out with a much healthier lawn moving forward. The fourth question is from Carlos. Hi, Tim. I have been trying to keep them away with Weed Beater that you recommended. What else can I do? Carlos, thank you for reaching out. So Weed Beater Ultra is an amazing product to use on broadleaf weeds. Unfortunately, this is not a broadleaf weed. This is a grassy weed called Dallas grass. Now, Dallas grass will not be impacted at all by Weed Beater, as you are finding out. So you need an herbicide that is specifically formulated to control grassy weeds. The good news is Dallas grass is impacted by the same types of products that crabgrass is impacted by. So this is actually what I would do. It's a two-step approach. First, you want to kill what you have. And so we actually recommend that you put down BioAdvance Extreme Crabgrass Killer. So put that down right now. And you may need to put down 2 consecutive applications. So make sure you follow the label in terms of how to do that. And that should really kill the Dallas grass that you have right now. Then what you want to do is take a more proactive approach and try to prevent it from coming back. So to do this, I'd actually recommend that you put down Dimension 2 times a year. Once in the early fall, and then again, you're going to want to put it down in the early spring. So those 2 applications, and then you'd want to continue to use that BioAdvance Extreme Crabgrass Killer to control anything that the Dimension doesn't stop. And frankly, by this time next year, if you follow this pattern, you should be in pretty good shape in terms of getting rid of the Dallas grass. Now, unfortunately, it does look like you have a lot of grass there. So what's probably going to happen or need to happen is that you're going to need to overseed this fall. So if you do that, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to put down that fall application of Dimension. So again, it's entirely up to you in terms of how you want to handle the lawn. But if it were me, I would put down the Extreme Crabgrass Killer right now. I would then overseed in the fall to kind of fill in all those areas where that dead Dallas grass is. And then in the springtime, I would put down Dimension, and that should help keep the Dallas grass away. And again, you may then have to repeat that cycle a little bit in terms of next summer, put down some more Crabgrass Killer, and then go to your fall application as well as your spring application. Okay? So if you got any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Good luck. Finally, I wanted to share with everyone this email from Jim in North Carolina. Hello, Tim. I want to share with you the outstanding results I get from Turf Trust, Kickstart, and all of your lawn advice and the products from Rosen's. Despite a drought since May and hotter than normal temperatures and stresses on our lawn, you can see the results in these pictures. This lawn is what I dreamed for. Thanks for your help. Jim, thank you so much for sending in the pictures, and thank you very much for the kind words. Now, folks, I realize that putting up that email seems pretty self-serving, and we don't mean it to be self-serving, but what we wanted to do is put that up there because we do get these emails a couple of times a year from really, really happy customers. Jim just so happened to include pictures, and Jim gave us permission to go ahead and showcase it on the video podcast. The reason we put it up is because we don't want you to ever feel like you're wasting your time. And the fact is that if you listen to our advice and you put down the products that we recommend, we guarantee that you're going to love the results that you get. And that's exactly the experience that Jim and countless other customers of ours have had over the years. Folks, if we tell you to put down a product, it's because we recommend it. And if we recommend it, that means that we're either currently using it or it's a product that we have used at some point in the past and had good results with. The fact is, any product that is on our website is a product that we stand behind. So if a product suddenly disappears from our product listing on the website, that's because we no longer want to sell that product. It's a product that we no longer stand behind, and maybe it's because we found something that just works better. So again, folks, keep the questions coming, and if you are having success whether we put it up on the video podcast or not, we would love to hear that positive feedback. That positive feedback is what really keeps us going. So Jim, the lawn is looking great. Thank you so much for sending those pictures in, and thank you for allowing us to share them with all of our viewers here today. All right, folks, just a couple final thoughts before we wrap up this video podcast. Just a reminder, we still have the Turf Trust Summer Stock Up program going on over at rosensonline.com. Folks, we're going to run this for just a couple of more weeks. It's going to be turned off at the end of July. So if you have not fed your grass this summer, head over to rosensonline.com and take advantage of all the money that you're going to save. Obviously, if you've already put down your second application, but maybe you actually want to stock up and store some of that for your third and fourth feedings, you can go ahead and do that too. There's a reason we call it the summer stock up. So head over to rosensonline.com and make sure you take advantage before we turn this off at the end of the month. Now, folks, I talked about it last week, and we talk about it a lot here on the program, but make sure that you are using Kickstart in your maintenance routine for your lawns, for your trees, your shrubs, your flower gardens. Folks, it's a very versatile product. It really, really helps your lawn and your plants during the extreme heat of, the July and August time frame. And some of you are experiencing some really drastic triple-digit heat right now. So again, start using Kickstart. It's going to really strengthen the root system of whatever plant that it's being absorbed by, and it's perfect for lawns. It's perfect to help you beat the heat, and it works perfectly in conjunction with Turf Trust lawn fertilizers. Folks, as always, if you've got questions, you want to put your question up on the video podcast, or you're just looking for some advice, make sure that you send your email directly to me at tim@rosensonline.com. We respond to each and every email that we get. Usually takes us a couple of days depending on the time of year, and obviously right now being summer, it's a pretty busy time. So give me a couple of days, but I promise that if I receive it, I will get back to you. Folks, thank you so much for the time that you devote to this program today, as well as all the time you've devoted to us each and every week over the last several years. It really does mean a lot to us. I hope all of you have an amazing rest of the week. God bless.